vegan Christmas cookies. Mmm. Mmm. Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about being vegan when you're traveling. So I recently did a trip to America and to Europe, and I'm in Germany right now, so I'm in Europe and I've been traveling. I actually live in Australia originally, but not originally. I live in Australia, or my family does, and yeah, now 2 weeks ago I went to a trip to San Francisco. So I went to a conference there, and I also had some time there to travel. And then after that I went to New York City, which was an amazing experience. And after that I flew to Zurich for a night, and now I'm here in Germany with some of my family. And so I had some experiences traveling and being vegan. And yeah, it's actually, I mean, it's easy, but it's not. So that's what I can say. So of course there's always a way to travel when you're vegan. Like you can always be vegan, no matter what. And sometimes you just might have to eat not so healthy food than you normally would, which happened to me because I was probably sometimes a little bit unprepared. And good thing is now I can share those lessons with you so you don't repeat those mistakes. So yeah, it was a good experience, and I actually thought it would be even easier than it was. I have to admit that. Like, I actually, there was a few times when I really struggled with food and my eating schedule was a little bit out of whack, but yeah, it's been an interesting experience. So I'm going to share some tips with you, probably my top tips, and what I recommend to other people, and also being vegan on a budget. So I was on a little bit of a budget. Like I didn't go full on budget. Like I still ate out, and I got food from different places because I wanted to try out vegan restaurants. So I didn't stick to a strict budget, but I still didn't spend like crazy. So I didn't eat out for every meal. And so my number one thing that saved me was instant oatmeal. So America has this amazing store called Trader Joe's. You probably know it if you're from America. It's just a normal grocery store, and they have some specialty items, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Like, America, your supermarkets are great. Great for vegans as well. And so I got, I only have one packet left because I ate them all, but this is the one packet, and it's it's just instant oatmeal. So I bought, you can buy these, and they come in, I think, 6 or 8 or something, or sometimes 10. So you find 10 packets of these, and they're about $3, $3.50 for those packets, and they would last me. I usually use 2 packets for each breakfast. Like one packet is ridiculous, it's nothing, so it doesn't really fill you up unless you have something else. But I had 2 packets, and they filled me up, and they kept me full for quite a long time until lunchtime. So yeah, so it was really cheap. So if there was 8 in there and it was $3.50, it lasted me for 4 breakfasts. So it's less than $1 for each breakfast. So that's amazing. And you don't have to put anything on it. You can have it with water. And so I stayed at quite a few hostels or Airbnbs, and so all I did is just pour it in a bowl. Put hot water on top, or I put in a pot with some hot water and just cooked it for like 5 minutes, not very long. And then you get this amazing, nice, creamy oatmeal, and it's already sweetened, so you don't need to put maple syrup or anything on it. So that's kind of what I lived on for a lot of the time. So that was my breakfast for the majority of the time, and also often my dinner, because sometimes there were some issues with dinner because at this one hostel in Zurich, I thought they would have a kitchen because most hostels do have a kitchen, but this one didn't. And so I bought some pasta, and I bought some pasta sauce, and I was gonna cook some dinner, but then they told me that they don't have a kitchen. So I had to resort to eating some oatmeal, which was fine, of course, because oatmeal's great and it keeps you full, and it's okay. But you know, every now and then you do want something savory. So yeah, that wasn't so fun. Another big thing, that's if you're on a budget, don't go to a restaurant that has like a where you weigh your food. It's like a buffet. They have them in different places, like yeah, I went to one in like Whole Foods is one, which is good. Like it's not too expensive, but it can take away a lot of your money straight away. So like it can become a really expensive meal. And so yeah, so it's basically if there's a buffet and you kind of take your food and you take whatever you want, and then you weigh it and then you pay by weight. And so I did this in Whole Foods a couple of times, and it cost me about $12 for like a box for lunch, which was, I mean, it's like Australia, it's quite expensive, but it's not like, it's alright. And then in Zurich, I did that as well, and it was crazy. It was like 17 Swiss francs, which is, I think 25, like at least 25 Australian dollars, which is a lot of money for one meal, and it wasn't even big. So if you do that, make sure like you're careful and you really know, yeah, how much you're spending, and that is not too much. And yeah, that's another tip, so don't do that. Another thing is going vegan is just researching places to go to. So you can go on Happy Cow, and that will tell you all the vegan places in that spot. Or you can just, another thing that really helped me was if you go on your maps, if you have an iPhone, you can go on your maps, open the app, and you can actually type in just the word vegan, and it'll come up with all the vegan restaurants that are in your area, which is really cool. So if you're like out and about and you're somewhere, just open this app. It's the Maps, it's just a normal Maps app on the iPhone, and just open that, and then you type in vegan, and like it'll come up with the little spots where there's vegan restaurants. And I did this in New York, I did this in San Francisco, and I did it in Zurich as well. And it was really surprising. So I didn't even have to Google anything or look up anything. I just went on there, and it tells you the reviews of the place and when it's open and where it is. And so you can just use that, and it's great. So you find all the vegan places near you, and it also looks up some like supermarkets for you, like everything that has like the word vegan in it. So you might not always get every restaurant if they don't explicitly label themselves vegan, but it's still a great way to discover some places. Another thing is take snacks on the plane. That's such a big lesson, because so you can usually order a vegan meal, right? And I did that, but then it didn't go through with the airline, and then the other airline didn't actually, they didn't serve you food, and it was a 6 hour flight, and you had to buy the food, but there was nothing really vegan. It was really crappy food, so it wasn't like anything good, and it was so expensive as well. So I thought they were gonna have food, and I had only breakfast. I had some oats, and then my flight was in the oh no, it was like, I think it was like 12 or 1 p.m, like 1 p.m. I think. And so I was like, okay, ready for lunch. I hope they have something on the plane. And hoping does no good, because when you hope, like, yeah, it might not happen. So basically, I got on the plane and they didn't serve food. You can only buy it. So I was stuck with, I didn't even have Cliff Bars on me. So yeah, that was the situation. So essentially, I had to go without food for like 6 hours on the plane, and then another like 2 or 3 hours when I was at my destination, which was New York, until I actually finally got food. So I went without food for 9-10 hours during the day, which is not very pleasant. Like my stomach was so empty by the end, and yeah, I mean, it's doable. Like it's, if you have to do it in an emergency, it's alright, but it was not very fun. So what I recommend is, if you're not sure if the flight's going to serve vegan food and you know it's going to be longer until you have food again, make sure you go to the local supermarket before your flight and stock up on some food. Like food that's really good to take on a flight is like food that can be just packaged up, or like Cliff Bars, like energy bars, they're really good. Also Lara bars, they're good in America. And then any like date nut bars are always really good to take on the plane, because they're filling and they're small, like easy to take with you, and they're healthy and they give you energy. And yeah, just medjool dates are great. Some fruit like apples or bananas, they're also great. What else? Maybe even making a sandwich, like that's really easy to eat as well on a plane. Else, just make sure that, yeah, if you're traveling to a country that doesn't allow like doesn't allow you to take the food, you have to eat it in the plane, so they don't take it away from you. And then also like just little snack pots or like little like crackers and hummus or whatever. Those sort of things are really great when you're traveling, and they fill you up and make sure you don't go hungry on the plane because it's not very fun. When you're traveling and you're vegan, make sure you pick one restaurant in the city that's vegan and that's really good, and you know it's going to be really good from people that have been telling you about it or that you've been finding online. Like, make sure you just check out one place that will make it worth like you being vegan on that trip, like, if that makes sense. It sounds a bit weird, but like, just pick one place and you know like it's going to be amazing, and you're going to spend and eat all the amazing food that you want to eat and not worry about like the money or how much you're spending. Just enjoy that experience and just enjoy being at that place. So this was me I was in New York, and they have this amazing place called By Chloe. You might know it if you're vegan and you're from around there, or you've just heard of it online. But it's an amazing restaurant. It's like fast food vegan, but it's still healthy, and it's so good. And I just like ordered 3 things off their menu, and because I wanted to try everything, and so I did. I got their mac and cheese, obviously vegan, with like mushroom bacon on it, and then I got some air fried sweet potato chips. They were so good, and then I got a burger as well. So I only spent about 20, not even $20 US. Like, it was really good, and I could have got a drink as well, but I didn't because I was like, that's enough. I've got so much. But I feel like I just ordered and I didn't worry about the money, and because I wanted to try it and I thought it would be so worth it, and it was. Like, it was so amazing. That was the one restaurant where I just went full out. I just ignored the price and I just went with it. So I think that's something that everyone should do on their travels, is to pick one place and go to that place and enjoy the experience, and really like 100% like just enjoy it. That's all I have to say. So they're my top travel tips, and I've been rambling for ages now. I hope some of these helped you. It's definitely been an interesting experience because in a lot of places, even in the US, they're still very behind with vegan food, and I feel like we need to change that. Like, there needs to be more vegan food out there, and at least every restaurant should have one vegan option, in my opinion. I mean, it would be great if there was 100% vegan options, but every place should have at least one, so people don't have to, and it should be labeled vegan, so people know that it's vegan. And that would be like my ideal, but unfortunately that's not the case, so you have to always ask. And I mean, in New York it was okay. Like, I got a pizza and I just asked for one without cheese and they made it for me, those sort of things. But it's still sometimes annoying when there's nothing there, and it's annoying and it makes it hard. And especially flying, or like in hostels, like the hostel there had a little cafe and they didn't have anything vegan. Like, and they couldn't make anything else that's vegan. Like, so you got to make your own food sometimes, and you've just got to ask twice, and all that sort of things, and just take extra like precautions, especially if you're traveling. And it becomes a little bit harder if you don't know the language. Luckily I knew the language where I was traveling, like it was English, so it was okay. But if you don't, just be careful. Maybe know like what vegan means in that language, and like the description of veganism: no meat, no dairy, no eggs, no fish, and so they know what you mean by that. And then always ask, and be prepared, buy your own food. They're probably my main tips. And anyway, I've been rambling for so long now. I'm going to stop this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!